episode of All the Tea About Your V. Please subscribe below. Thank you so much for coming back week after week after week. It's been a journey. It's been great creating this, and I'd love for people to get more involved and for me to grow my YouTube channel and help as many people as possible, and also have lots of fun at the same time. So please hit all the buttons below, subscribe, share. I want to get to 100 subscribers in the next month or so, and I'd love for you to be one of them. This week's video is called 5 Signs That You Might Have Endometriosis. What is endometriosis? Good question, fans. I will just recap some things as a lot of people want to know about this. So, endometriosis is a condition where tissue similar to the lining of the womb grows in other parts of the body. So outside of the uterus, on the ovaries, in the tubes, in your pelvic area, in your bowel. It can go as far up into your lungs, basically in all the places that it should not be growing. This causes a tremendous amount of pain, and that is pretty much what endometriosis is. A long-term chronic condition, so there is no cure, nothing that's going to magically cure this thing, and a lot of people don't know why it happens. I don't know why it happens. Do you? I think it's so important for people to keep talking about this because it's not well known, even though it affects 1 in 10, possibly more. It is the second most common gynecological issue in the world. It's pretty damn painful, okay? The symptoms of endometriosis vary, and there's lots and lots of symptoms to look out for. But I think that these 5 symptoms are the main ones that you need to recognise in your body, in changes in your cycle and your hormonal balance, and get to the doctors and really push for this because it's so important to recognise these symptoms and get seen as soon as you can. A very long time to get diagnosed with endometriosis. It is on average up to 8 years. It takes so long due to lack of awareness and lack of knowledge around it, and that is why I'm doing this. Symptom number 1. The first symptom that I think you should be noticing and things that you should look out for is heavy periods and very painful periods. It's kind of 2 in 1 there, but it's the same thing. So if your monthly cycle comes along, ant flow comes along, and it's extremely heavy, and by heavy I mean you're going through a lot of pads, possibly bleeding through, it's extremely painful, that you can't carry on with your day, you can't get out of bed, it's just too painful to do daily activities, there's something wrong. So normal periods should not be causing you this much pain. It should be mild discomfort, you get your cramps, you get your achy, you know, you get sore boobs, all the usual stuff, but then you should be able to go to work and carry on your day. You shouldn't be bedridden. You shouldn't have to rely solely on your medication or lots of all these different pain reliefs. You should be able to live your life, do daily chores. They say if you can't do like household chores because of the pain, then there's something wrong. So if you have extremely heavy periods, you have really, really painful periods, then make a note of this. Write it all down. Write down your cycle length, how long you're on your period for as well. My periods are very long. Usually a period is like 5 to 6 days. I'm currently on day 14. Yay. Get to know your body and go to a doctor if this is one of the symptoms that you're struggling with. Sign number 2 is chronic pelvic pain. So by chronic, I mean it doesn't go away. It hasn't eased up since, I don't know, since you first started your period, 12, 13, whatever, you've always had awful pelvic pain. So all where your ovaries would be, actually in the bones of your pelvic area, all the way around the back. Sometimes the pain can radiate down your legs. So this is a big sign that should not be happening. You shouldn't be having chronic pelvic pain if you don't have endometriosis and you have normal periods and you can carry on with your day. It can be so debilitating. You can't walk. It's just like dull aches. A lot of women describe it as well as like burning, stabbing, aching, just a lot of pain that should not be happening in your pelvic area. Sign number 3, painful sex. This is a big one in lots and lots of women. Sex shouldn't be painful. If you are experiencing painful sex, bleeding during sex, bleeding after, pain after, go to your doctors. Even if you don't have the conversation of endometriosis, you should be going to your doctors anyway, because this shouldn't be happening. And I'm very sorry for anyone who is struggling with that. Please go to the doctors. That is a big sign of endometriosis. Sign number 4 is pain and discomfort with bowel movements. Number 1 or number 2, bowel movements. This is something that I really struggle with. It hurts sometimes when I go just for a wee. It hurts sometimes when I go for number 2. So this is not okay. No one should be in pain. No one should struggle to go. That is a big thing, because that means that the endometriosis could possibly be growing into your bowels, which makes it 10 times more complicated and difficult. And it is quite serious. You don't want this endometriosis to be growing everywhere. It's not nice. And I do recommend definitely going to get seen about this. It's not nice for anyone. Even if you don't have endometriosis, it's not nice to be in pain, to go to the toilet. It's not normal. If you think it's normal, that this has always been a thing for you, then you need to get seen, because that's not okay. Sign number 5, endo bloat. This is the most common symptom in every woman that has endometriosis. When we have our periods, we naturally bloat, and our bodies naturally bloat anyway after food, things like that. It happens, it's normal, it's nothing to be ashamed about. But with endo bloat, it's completely different. It's bigger, more painful. Sometimes your stomach is like rock hard. You can look up to like 9 months pregnant. It can be horrific. And this is something that I've always struggled with, and I just thought, oh, I'm just bloated because I've eaten too much, or I'm just on my period. And in the last 2 years, I've actually realised, since going to the doctors with this, that it's a real big issue. So the tissue becomes inflamed really badly. It can affect your stomach and obviously your bowels. If you're struggling to go, if you haven't gone in a while, all that is just going to bloat your stomach. So please look out for bloating most days after stuff that you eat as well. It can be linked to food intolerances, which is another route that your doctor can go down, as they can overlap. But if you're struggling every day with bloat, with a really hard, painful stomach, this is something you need to look into. So please, please, please go to the doctors and get yourself checked out. And that is just some signs of endometriosis. So these are just 5 that I've ranked absolute top, really important. Everything's on NHS website as well. But if you are experiencing any of these, please write them all down. Write your symptoms, everything that you're experiencing, and go to your doctors and let's get a diagnosis for you. If you are really struggling, I know that there's so many more symptoms that can come with this, mentally as well as physically. I'm always here. Reach out on my Instagram at Endo Awareness. Please reach out, speak to someone, speak to your doctor, and push for a diagnosis. Remember that you know your body better than anyone else. If you're experiencing anything weird that you shouldn't be, any changes in your cycle that you know isn't right or isn't normal for you, please go get seen. The quicker that we can recognise our symptoms, go to the doctors, the quicker we can get diagnosis. Thank you so much for watching again and supporting. Please hit the subscribe button below. Watch my other videos. I've got lots of information on there, lots of funny ones as well. Thank you for coming back week after week. Anything else that you want me to speak about, let me know in the comments. I will gladly respond. I'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye.